Okay. Um, Honestly, I have no idea what just happened and how that first live ended. I'm hoping that it would save and we can continue. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, welcome. The devil is a liar. Because I don't know what just happened. I was just watching, like all of you are watching, and boom, live has ended. What's in the name of, I don't understand. The thing just went off. I'm really sorry about that, everyone. I honestly don't know what just happened, but thank you for joining back. We'll just wait for my guest to come back online. I mean, that has been such a profound time. Welcome, everyone. This is Effect Talks, and today we're discussing bullying, the effects of bullying. And right now, we're talking about um how bullying is being formed. I just got it ended. I'm sorry about that, man. I honestly don't know what just happened. It just went off.
That's fine.
So thank you and welcome back, everyone. We'll just continue. We're talking about some things that parents do knowingly that lead to children being formed into bullies. Right? So great. And then you were talking about neglect. And I'm so happy that you're talking about this because I've never ever seen this in this light. My next question was going to be role of parents in raising boys, but you're already even answering that because this neglect big. And like you said, unfortunately, some of us have already entered into it. And now my mind is just opening that, okay, is it that during the time when parents have been monitoring the child, you've gotten back from school asking questions, bonding, you're living like an outsider, you're living life to train the child, they become independent in the wrong way or too fast. They become independent too fast, and that is what leads to this formation of bullies. Yes, that's what I was going to ask before this thing just disappeared.
Yes, it's possible for parents to be getting on with their life. You see, a parent can neglect a child even when they're physically in the house. A
True.
parent can, because what a child needs is not just only your physical presence. They
Yep.
need you to be emotionally present as well. You
Yeah.
have to be present. So if you're present in the house and you're on your phone, you're on Instagram, you're slaying on Instagram, clicking likes and just reading everything that is there, and your child is trying to get your attention, your child wants you to play with him or her, your child wants you to talk to him or her, but you're busy on social media, then you're not present. So being present is not only just physical.
Right.
You have to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in every way, you have to be available to the child. And it's not always easy. And I'm even saying the child. A lot of people have a lot of children.
Children.
So the more children that you have, the more work that you're going to have to do. Because how child A wants you to spend time with him or her is not the same way that child B wants you to spend time with him or her. So it's a lot of work when you have more children. People
Yeah.
think as if they can just bring the children together and do one activity and they spend time with the children. There are some children that don't want whatever it is that you are doing. They might want a one-on-one with you.
Yeah.
They might need your time in a different way. They might need you to just tuck yourself in bed with them and have a nice chat. They may need you to do an activity with them. They may need you to go to football practice with them. So children want you to bond with them in different ways. If you assume that it is in the same way we are all going to watch cinema today, we're all going to eat popcorn and ice cream because that's it. And I know that is hard, but you are the one that had a lot of children. So
Yeah.
the more children that
The
you have, the more work that you have to do. And parents are not willing to do that work.
Yeah.
They're not willing to do that work.
Yeah.
And we see, so that's why we see neglect. Even in the homes where the mother is in the house, the father in the house, the children still feel neglected because the parents are absent emotionally. They delegate them. You know, inside the homes, you see that. I remember when I came to Lagos, I learned about somebody that had about 4 or 5 house helps. They were all wearing uniforms. Some of them were Filipino nannies. I was thinking, what is going on? When they're going out, they have this huge big car. They used to go to McDonald's school, and I used to think, what is going on? When they come out, they think that something was going on. You know, they come out, nannies here and there in uniform, skinning of all sorts of things happening. And I didn't understand. And it turned out that each of their
Child
3 children
had a nanny.
had a nanny. And the nanny was different from the house help, and the house help was different from the what nurse, and all sorts of things were happening. And it gave this sense of, we are rich, we are the happening thing. But what happens is that those people are coming from various backgrounds, different backgrounds, and they will all have an influence on your children in one capacity or the other. How do you even begin to manage that? You can't even manage children. You're already adding so many people into your home. So if you have 3 children, 5 domestic workers already, minus driver, minus all the people, what is happening in your environment, Congo? What exactly is happening? So what people think is cool is often detrimental to the well-being and the development of their children. So you can be in the home and you think as if all these people are looking after your children, you're neglecting them of your love as a parent, whilst you may have delegated somebody else to love on them and care for them. It is your love they need. You are the parent and you should be the one to do the work.
Fantastic. Amazing stuff. Wow. Hey, God. So this you just said now, these are things that I used to admire. You're okay, you have like nannies. That's what we always feel like. I mean, this is the stuff. You have it covered. You can focus on other areas of life. But what you have said now is so key, because the things that we call goals and goals, because like you said, these people are from different backgrounds and everyone have a different lifestyle. Wow, thank you so much for that. So now we've talked about the parents, which is good. All of us have the shots fired. The shots have started to fire. I'm casting my own shots as it's coming. I'm testing it. So now let's talk about
someone is complaining about the line. I'm not sure if there's anything happening on your end. Is someone complaining about the line? Like something static is happening there?
I think echoing. Okay, I think it's now. Guys, are we good? Can you hear us? Let's just be sure. Okay, I can get that background now. Okay.
I'm using my own speaker now, my headphones, hoping that things might get better.
Yes, it's good now. Yes, it's better now. The echoing has stopped. So now we've talked a bit about the. Okay, is it? Okay, let's wait so that I can be sure. It has stopped now. Yes, it has stopped now. Yes, it has stopped.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we've talked about the parents. Fine now. Thank you so much. Now we want to talk about the society, right? And I feel like every parent here should have seen or would have received, a bit of areas that we can do better in. Thank you guys for the feedback. So now, what about the society? What role does the outside world? Because parents, we have influence over what is inside, right? At least inside our home. But a lot of things happen outside. What does outside do in terms of shaping or influencing bullies or building bullies or encouraging this thing called bullying? Maybe we should talk a bit about that too, so that we don't limit ourselves to just our home and know that there's a life outside. So if you're not doing your part and outside is doing something, then there's double work to be done. So I think we should talk a bit about the society, the world at large.
I understand what you're saying, but we also need to understand that the society is made up of the family.
Parents, true that. True.
It's still these parents that are in the society. So we still need to go back to that family. I do get you. But like I said at the beginning, we have this culture, unwritten culture of aggression, intimidation, bullying. We already have that unwritten culture. So what is society that I'm talking about? It is still the family. It's because the family, pockets of family in different ways. Fathers and mothers and everything, they are what you call the family. Yeah. They're the ones that make up the society. They're the ones that are still creating this mess in society. So what does the society have to do with that? It's that culture that they brought from their homes. They have brought it into the workplace. They have brought it into the schools. They have brought it into the workplace. They brought it into the marketplace. They've taken it to the airport. They're taking it everywhere because society is family. Yeah. So if they're not doing it right at home, if they're bullies in their home, they come out and they continue the bullying. And that is the impact that they have. They create fear. They create intimidation all around. There's a lack of love all around. There are people that when they want to go to work, they have to pray specially. Want to go to school, they have to pray specially. God, please help me minister to Mr. Akene today. Help me minister to Mr. Akene today. I can remember I worked in a school in Nigeria. and they were most unscrupulous. They were doing a lot of things, including hitting children. A big school. I worked there. And I had a lot of problems, and I complained about it. And I became the enemy. To the point that, to be honest, I was scared of going at some point. I was actually scared. And I was working there as part of, okay, let me not say too much, before somebody would dig my history and know the school. And I was working there. And at some point, I had to mention it at my prayer group in church. And they used to pray for me specially. Every week when we gather, you guys pray for me. I'm going there again. No, these people. It's not as if I was afraid of them, but that spirit, there's a spirit that bullying carries. There's a spirit that it carries that is so bad, and you just be uncomfortable being in that environment. You just be uncomfortable being there. So these things are happening. Society is made up of the family. And if we don't get right in the family, we will not get right in the society.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. And before I move to schools, I think that it's good to take you back to what you said about the discipline. Don't let me say discipline, about hitting, since you've mentioned it the second time, right? Because I know that people always say, oh, one of the ways to also discipline children is by beating them, but we don't call it beating, we call it discipline. But you have said 2 times now how hitting children should not be. So what is your view on hitting children? Because I know that parents beat their children. Suppose say, as long as you're not beating them from a place of anger, it's from a place of correction, from a place of love. Right? Parents beat their children not from a place of bullying. I mean, I'm sure that there's no parent here who is hitting their child because they're trying to bully them. But now with what I'm hearing you say, that is also a way to bully a child. So what is your view on beating as a form of discipline, if I would say?
You see, it is bullying because it's control. You want to control them, and you don't know what to do because you're out of tools. You don't have the right strategies to stop whatever the behavior is. So you want to control, so you exert force. You hit to take control. So you might say you're not bullying, but you are bullying. You're just not conscious of the fact that you are bullying the child. It is what you are doing. That is what you are doing. Even husbands and wives, when really raise their voice when they're fighting and everything, it is because you want to exert force. You want to exert control. So even if you're not aware that is what you are doing, it is what you are doing. And I know that somebody's going to come here and quote one Bible for me and say, the rod has spoiled the child. I wrote a book, 101 Tips to Curb the Beating and the Shouting. You can get it in the link in my bio. I've gone to do the homework about the rod. Thy rod and thy staff. What does it do?
Comfort.
It's comforting. It's not for striking. That rod of correction is a rod of love, of discipline, of direction. You don't see the shepherd striking the sheep. The sheep are usually very gentle. You don't see them striking and striking and striking. The rod is a rod of discipline, of love, of miracles. When Moses had that rod, what did he do with the rod? Created miracles. How are you creating miracles in the life of your child with a rod? But because we're so lazy, we don't want to pick anything else. We want to just hit the child and get the instant results. And for the people that will still argue it, I will send you to Deuteronomy, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26. And it says there that a rebellious child should be stoned to, can I use this word on Instagram? It says a rebellious child should be stoned to death. Go and read your Bible. Why don't you stone your children then? But they don't see that one because they don't want to see it, because they don't want to actually do that. And there's the law. Even though some parents have tied their children, they don't want to do that one. They selectively pick the Bible and do what they want to do in the Bible. The rod is a rod of love. So striking your children is an act of bullying. Even shouting at them is an act of bullying. Does that mean that we should be liberal and permissive? No, I'm not a permissive mom in any capacity. I'm not. But there's a place for assertiveness. Stop it. Will you stop that behavior right now? Let your child know when you're assertive. I don't want to see that happen in this house again. That's assertiveness. You have to shout and the neighbors will know. You even see irresponsible people with big pages saying that why don't any mother that does not shout in the morning before the child goes to school, that one a mother. I've seen things like that irresponsibly on the social media. They think it's an expectation. They expect you to be shouting as a mother. And the reality is that a lot of mothers have mental health challenges that are gone unnoticed. People don't know that a lot of mothers are suffering from mental health challenges, illnesses. They are sad, they are depressed, they are angry. All sorts of things are going on. PTSD happening to mothers. But our culture does not really, it doesn't shed light on mental health. So we just sweep it under the carpet and say, oh, and she's stressed out. She's stressed out. She doesn't take nonsense. She gets angry. She doesn't, we just give it all sorts of, no. These women are suffering from mental health challenges. They need help. They said a lot of women that have children, 3 children or more under the age of 6 or 7, a huge percentage of them, I can't remember what the number is, I used to know it, have mental health challenges. And it's just not normal to have 3, 4 children under the age of 6, 7, and one person, 2 people are managing them. But you find that many times it's one mother that is managing them. That person most likely has a mental health challenge that is undiagnosed.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so everybody, you've taken yourself. For those of us, because I will not exonerate myself, that are lazy and choose the hitting option. God, I beg. Hey, Jesus. All right, so let me now talk about school. Let's go into schools, right? Because children spend a lot of their time in school, and that's the reality, right? So, and just like when a school, this last issue that came up, all of a sudden now they're saying, oh, this is a normal thing that happens in the school, is a norm. And sometimes we parents, we pick schools from a place of school is good, where you can connect, where you have touch people. Is an emotional, you just want to look for a correct school. We don't sometimes, saying we because so that all of us can learn and grow together, right? Some people don't do the deep dive of really trying to see, maybe prayerfully or do like a deep dive. What kind of school is this? I mean, what are their values? But you're just checking for big names, big school, money, the people that there are, their governor's children are there, or blah, blah, blah. So now let's start with, what kind of schools do bullies thrive in? And how can parents identify this in order to avoid taking their children there?
The thing is, when parents are looking for schools and they're saying, oh, big school, they want to hobnob with the governor's children and everything, that first of all is an act of insecurity.
Yep.
A lot of these parents that you see, irrespective of how big their cars are, they have low self-esteem. A lot of parents have low self-esteem, and that's why they're trying to big themselves up and join some of these schools. Many of these schools, you already know that they are bullies there. They already know. You don't even have to do any big research before you know that this school is not. But there's something called an amnesia of the mind. You pretend as well as if you don't know, because you must belong. Your child must belong. You must be able to say, my child is going to school X, school Y, because the school fees is this amount. Even though many of them are struggling to pay. You see, all those governors that our children are going there. At least we saw one who saw what happened to somebody that paid school fees for 10 years. You are just packing scraps from here and here, borrowing here and there, packing scraps. You say you're sacrificing for your child. You go and put anybody that is struggling to pay school fees from secondary school level and under. If you are struggling, if you cannot just look into your account at the end of the month and pick the amount and pay the school fees, that school, your child should not be there. If you are struggling to pay school fees for a child from secondary school age and under, except if you have a financial challenge and maybe they sack you from work or something happened and destroy your life. No, I'm talking about everything, all things being equal, everything is moving along, but you are always struggling, always gathering. When school fees time comes, your heart will be beating. Your child is in the wrong school.
Hey God. Okay.
School fees should not give you a problem because there's a school for every level. School fees should not give you problems because there's a school for every level. If you are struggling to pay school fees, secondary school and under, your child is in the wrong school, you are hobnobbing in the wrong place.
Right.
In fact, if you're not paying it at once, it's questionable. Because secondary school and under, hello. When you're talking about tertiary education and above now, we'll be saying, oh yeah, because we know that the situation in Nigeria now, it gets as it be. We want to try and take our children to all the schools around, you know, because we have to stretch. We need the best for them. And then you are struggling, you are selling your house and everything, making sacrifices. I understand all those ones. But my child is going to crash and I'm struggling to pay it. That's what happened. They're telling me that my child is going to crash and I'm struggling to pay the crash. I'm primary school. What are they teaching that I'm struggling to pay?
Right.
If you're struggling to pay it, then I'm sorry, I'm not speaking from a place of strength or anything. Your child is in the wrong school. I know the school, when my daughter was going to secondary school, she's no longer she's an adult now, she's 18 over. And when she was going to school then, there was a school that was close to the home. And I wanted, my dad said, let her go there. And I was like, I can't, I don't want her to go. I like the school, but they have a joining fee that I don't want to pay. As at the time, it was about $10,000. And I thought, why would I pay $10,000 to join the school? So, but because it was close to the home, Dad was like, let us just put her. Maybe she's the only one. Hey, what if you had more children? I said, there's nothing that will make me give any school $10,000. So, I'm not giving any school $10,000. I will manage and pay the school fees, but this $10,000, I cannot justify it. Oh, they just build it. They have clinical state-of-the-art equipment. I didn't send you. I'm not going to pay that. And that's how she did not go to the school. Now, why am I telling the story? I'm telling the story to tell you that there are some things that you don't justify. The more you justify it, all those things that are happening in all those schools, it's all these parents that are struggling that are causing it. Emphasis on all these parents that are struggling because they will do anything to be in that school so that they can say their children are in that school. They want to belong by force. So you find that a lot of the bullying that we find in schools is the parent that caused it. A lot of parents already know that there are challenges in this school. We've had schools that we've heard that children have died. We've had children that have been maimed. We've had schools that all sorts of things have happened. Are people still not going there?
Yeah.
Do you need any big research to know that this happened in any school? So why are people still going there?
Right.
So we pretend as if we don't know these things. We know. But we are so low on esteem as a society that we will just do anything to belong. We will do anything to belong. So when all things that you see, there's something called learned helplessness, and a lot of Nigerians suffer it, where they treat them badly and they will keep returning to the place. Look at the way banks treat us, and we'll keep going back there. Look at the way we keep going back to places where they treat us badly. It's like being in an abusive relationship. The husband will keep beating the wife, or the wife will keep beating the husband, and she will still keep going back. She will still say, she loves me, that's why she does that to me. He loves me, that's why he does that to me. They will still keep going back. Look at the other day, a celebrity came up and talked about a gym, that they treat them badly in the gym, they charge them badly in the gym, and still, he said, they are oversubscribed. They are oversubscribed. They are oversubscribed. I even had to do it specially on my page. Because we have this culture of learned helplessness, where they are treating us badly, you will see people flocking there. Where they are treating them nicely and petting their children, they will not go there. You know, I'm talking generally now. This is obviously not everybody, but it's a large number of people that do these things. They keep flocking to the places where they don't treat them. How many people? I mean, you will see that some people want all these bullying things. They know that they cannot have their children. They cannot come. I run the school here in Parkview, Leposh School. They cannot bring their child and they hear that somebody beats their child. They come and pick your child and say, oh, mommy, they beat me up. Somebody in year 6 beats me up. Where am I? Where's everybody in the school when they're beating the child
Very
up?
true.
Where are the eyes? If you look at that video, you will see that there were no adults there now. At any point in time, especially with the kind of children that we have these days, you don't leave them alone. My children, if I go from one block to the other, they can't go on their own. And I've had people say, even people that work with us, when we have our meetings over the years, they say, are we not spoiling them? What's spoiling them up? And I say, no. Whilst they are in our care, anything can happen between block A and block B.
Very true.
And they need eyes. Now, some people say, oh, have camera, have camera. You can have camera. But when the damage, camera will only tell you what happened, but the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done. Camera is an aftermath. It will tell you who the culprits, who the perpetrators are. Yeah. But then, can we prevent? I believe in prevention being better than cure. So those schools, it's obvious we know those schools that things like that happen there. We already know them. We don't need any extensive research to know it. It's virtually every secondary school in Nigeria. So we know. But the parents continue to fuel this behavior. Even the parents go there to bully the teachers. And that's why I know that I did say it on Arise News when I was on TV a few days ago. I said, nothing is going to happen about this case. It's going to die down. We're going to move on. The blogs will give us another story and we will all be following that one again. Nothing is going to happen. Because we have a culture of bullying in the society. Already, even the girl that was slapped in that particular story, if you followed it properly and watched all the videos, 2 girls were slapping her. 2.
Yeah.
But when she was narrating the story, she was talking about only 1.
Yeah.
So what's happened? Has she been bullied already to protect 1? Has the father been bullied already not to talk about the other one? Has the minister woman been bullied already? You know, we already know that 1 is being protected. They say she's not around. What is the meaning of you commit a crime and you're saying you're not around? That's why I just when I noticed that all those things were happening, I don't even talking about it on my page again. It's a waste of my time. I just feel sorry for the child. We already know that there's a lot of interference going on. Things are already happening. So it's not even worth my time anymore. So we accept bullying as a culture. We love it. It is part of what we do. It is in virtually every secondary school in Nigeria. Virtually any secondary school. It's happening everywhere. So there's no big research that you have to do to say that which school they don't know bullying. There's bullying in almost every secondary school. What you can do as a parent is to say that what are your anti-bullying policies? Let me know and discuss it. But if anything happens to my child, what's going to happen? That's what you want to know. If anything happens with my child, what's the consequence of this happening? When my daughter was bullied in secondary school, when she joined year 7, somebody slapped her, a senior slapped her, unprovoked. And when they were asked, said that's what they do to the year 7 children. That's like how they welcome them or whatever they do. They just bully them. I dragged that case. It didn't come to social media. It did not need to come to social media. A lot of cases don't have to come to social media if it is well handled. Even though people are telling me that the child's father is this and that, I said, you will know that my own father is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I will drag this one. Ultimately, the school handled it properly. The girl was suspended. She came back. She had to wear an orange jumpsuit. She had to do community service and pick and do all sorts of cleaning and stuff like that. So they handled the matter properly. But you find that there's this culture of impunity where in schools, nothing happens. That is the problem now. Nothing happens. And that's why I said that people should not be managing in Nigeria to pay school fees. Pay it comfortably. Find a school that you can afford. Pay it comfortably. Because when issues arise, even though you're saying you're hobnobbing with rich people's children, when issues arise, you will realize that some people are richer than others. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Like in this case now, one child, we're not hearing her name. This particular case, we are hearing the name of the child, you are hearing the name of the bully. But the other child cannot hear, you don't know her name, you don't know anything about her. This is what we call some animals are equal and some are more equal than others. Now, if you manage and you are managing, you put your child in the school like that and there are issues. Do you have level?
Yeah.
Do you truly have any level? Can you even afford lawyer? So people are just, when they say that they are hobnobbing, Nigerian are mixing, they're just wasting your time. In an era of technology, children they meet on Snapchat. They know the people that my daughter has met just by virtue of social media. You can meet anybody these days by virtue of social media. You don't have to you don't have to check basic. and get into debt because you want to put your child in a particular school, and they're even treating your children like crap. Because if they bribe the teachers and the management with dollars, do you have that kind of money to bribe them? Or you're just managing? In all those schools, there are levels inside them, no?
Yep.
You think it's just everybody's on the same level. But people are not thinking. They just think, oh, my child is, put your child where you can afford, where you know that when you go and work, you have peace of mind. There's no wahala. Anybody that treats your child anyhow, there are going to be consequences.
Yep.
Nobody's even going to hit your child because eyes are everywhere. People are watching. There's management. You know, it's not mass production. A lot of people, they will put their children in school when there's mass production going on. They don't even know the name of your child, just another number. You put your child there, just pay school fees, sit in the class with 50 other children, anything that happens, in, out, in, out. Or you put your child in a school where you know that they know your child's name, they know your child's attributes, they know your child's personality, they care about your child, they have next steps, they have goals for your child. They're not raising wicked geniuses. A lot of schools, they're just raising witches and wizards that are intelligent, children that lack empathy, that lack love, that lack confidence, but they know book.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can go on. These parents, they know this thing, they're just in denial. That's the summary.
Thank you. I still gave that line to my friends yesterday. I said wicked geniuses, because a lot of schools, they give award for best in mathematics, best in English, best, but a lot of we don't place a lot of emphasis on, you know, values, on kindness, on empathy, on being helpful, and that's so good if only schools can incorporate this. So now, is it possible, because you know, this especially this school that was as an example, the children came out and said that it's a normal thing, that bullying has been, that is a norm in the school. Is it that school management, did they need this experience, or is it possible for a school, the teachers, the head teachers, to be oblivious of the fact that something like this, something this serious is going on in the school, and they're being silent about it? Are they intentionally, are they downplaying it, or they needed this kind of negative publicity to now be forming that, oh, we want to take action? Because I'm just wondering, how is that a school will not know, some teachers will not know, nobody would have heard, they've not reported that something like this is actually happening in that school?
Okay, I mean, I don't want to use that school as an example. Let's just leave that school. But it is very possible in schools that they're not oblivious, but they've been bullied, or they've sold their values for money. They sold their souls and their conscience for money. They've been intimidated by parents. They already know that I am this person, I am that person. If anything happens to my child. So I've had interactions with children where teachers will say that something happened, they see a child doing something, and they know that what the child is doing is bad. Maybe they see children smoking or doing drugs behind a building, and they see it, but they will look away because it's that one big man's child. If you go and talk now, the mother will come, and she'll come with mopole and security and bodyguard and come and cause trouble. So it's at the detriment of the parents, and then your own child is in that kind of school. Teachers look away. A lot of them are there because of the little coins that they are getting. And some of them are actually getting big coins, actually. It's not every teacher that is getting small coins. Some of those teachers are getting serious money because they are there as bodyguards to people's children, not necessarily as people that would groom them and teach them properly. They're there for the bribes. That is where they're getting dollars and exchanging hands for some teachers in some schools. So a lot of schools are a cesspit of corruption. A lot of bad things are happening in schools. And if those things are happening, how are they going to raise your children? We know these things as a society, but we keep pretending as if we don't know these things. We know. So when these things come out, they just, this one happened, that one. No, it is there. The terrible thing is that it's these children that will come out as wicked animals, monsters. They will come out so poorly raised because of the ills that they have absorbed in society. Unfortunately, teachers don't have the capacity anymore, in many cases, to actually correct children. On one of the forums, after this thing happened, a teacher was like, she's a victim of the bullying, that people should teach their children self-defense classes, which is rubbish, by the way, that she works in a big school in Lekki, and they don't let them discipline the children. They don't let them do this. She just went on and on, and everybody was like, hey, yeah, ew. And I said to her, I said, what are you doing in the school? You don't agree with the values of the school, but you are in the school because you are greedy.
God, that big.
If you know that they're killing children in one place, will you go and work there? That's exactly what she's doing. They're saying, oh, they're doing this to children. They're doing that to children there. They don't let us punish them. They don't let us do this. They don't let us do this. What are you doing there? It doesn't align with your values as a human being. If they're worshiping the devil there, will you join them? So you find that a lot of teachers don't even understand the reason why they are working. They are just there to collect salary. So the issues are so deep. The issues are so deep in our society. You go and join it. What are you doing there? You said they don't allow you to discipline. They don't allow you to do anything. So you feel powerless there. You're coming. You see, in the world, people complain to the wrong people. They complain to people that can't do anything about their problems. That teacher came to complain on Instagram as if you can help her. How are we going to help her on Instagram? Everybody write their comments. Write their comments. How is it going to change the values and the culture in the school? When good teachers begin to say, we are leaving this school, we are not staying. And they say, why are you resigning? And you say, because I can't discipline the children. Because I can't do this. Because the children are coming out of here are not going to add significant value to society. Because the children in this school, they lack empathy. When you start saying things like to school and they see that they're losing good teachers, their head will straighten up. Their head will straighten up.
Very true.
But when you see the schools, you see that, oh, big school, big school, big school. They're all going there because of money. They're not going there to change the lives of the children.
Awesome.
When school managers begin to see that they're losing significant people in their schools, and you write on your resignation letter that I'm not working here because of the things that I see, the amount of bullying, the level of bullying that is existing in this school is affecting me as an individual. It is against my moral compass in every capacity, and that is why I'm leaving the school. When they see like 5 teachers have left their school, they will begin to wake up.
Amazing stuff. Well said. Well said.
Begin to wake up. But guess what? Yeah. They will still call that cow uncle because they want to eat. So when they come and complain online, they are just telling lies. They are lying.
Fantastic. Well said. In fact, well said, ma'am. Okay, so let me jump now. And I'm going back to the children now, right? I think this will help parents because bullies. I think that in schools, it's not everybody that can be bullied. There's just some set of people that can, but yeah, they will try and they're like, oh, this one is not. What are the things that endear people bullies to their praise? What are the things that they see in their fellow students or something, or in students that think that, okay, this kind of praise, this one I can bully her, I can bully him, let me go, right? And I think that this will help parents as we are trying to raise our children, because there just must be something that will make a child that I can bully this one, and then they will get away with it.
As I said at the beginning of this live, the first one that went off, who can retrieve that and post that as well. Anybody can be bullied. Any child can be bullied. The difference is that will it thrive? Will it continue?
Okay.
That's the difference. Okay. Anybody can be bullied. Like we said, if you are beautiful, they can bully you.
True.
If you have a nice shape, they can bully you. If you are good in sports, they can bully you. If you're academically sound, better than them, they feel inadequate, they can bully you. If you have low self-esteem, they can bully you. If you are too fat and confident, they will still bully you. If you are too skinny, they will still bully you. If you are short, they will bully you. If you are tall, they will bully you. So anybody can be bullied. It's not necessarily a self-esteem thing. It is if you try you and you exert yourself and say, don't try me. That's one. That's one. But it doesn't mean that you will be passing and they will not say, Party bomba, or they'll mock you. That's bullying now. You may close your eyes and walk up past, but it is still bullying. So really, anybody can be bullied. Don't we bully people?
Yeah.
When you see all those heavy people online, when those blogs post them and they are very heavy and they are like 10 times plus, people will go to the comments and say, hey, you see this one, has chop burger. This one, that's cyberbullying now.
Right.
And the people that are shouting no bullying, they also do it now. When Chef Dami wanted to cook, didn't they bully her? Did the nation not bully her?
Yep. Very true.
They bullied Chef Dami now.
Awesome stuff.
People that are saying don't bully, they all bully Chef Dami. In fact, even till now, when people want to abuse people, they'll just say Chef Dami. I still see it online. They'll just say Chef Dami. So anybody can be bullied. Now, you can teach your child to be assertive so that the way your child will communicate and say, please stay away, I'm going to report this or whatever. Your child can be assertive and know what to do. Yeah? It doesn't mean that bullying will stop. Bullies study their prey. They study their prey. You know, some people, they don't have time to take their children to school. Let me tell you something. Taking your child to school is one of the most powerful things you can do.
Love it.
So when you're forming busy,
take your children.
Taking your child to school is one of the most powerful things that you can do. How many people take their children to school on a daily basis and they will say that a teacher is bullying that child or a child is bullying that child? How many? You will see me, I drop my child in school and then you come and bully my child. How?
I love that. Wow.
So being present as a parent goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Right.
Being present goes a long way. Let them know, say, I get back alone. I know they walk alone. Because bullies don't walk alone. So let them know that your child too get back in. That's very simple. They know that if you do something, at some point when those bullies, that's how we started that thing, they started telling their daughter, if they want to do something, they say, please, leave that day before she goes to tell her mommy. And I'll say, be fear of that day's mommy. It's the beginning of wisdom. The fear of that day's mommy is the beginning of wisdom for all of you. So yes, leave her alone. It wasn't easy. Doesn't mean that they were not still funny and they will say some things in passing or stuff like that. But at least we did not hear that somebody slapped her at the orientation. As a matter of fact, the school had to review their anti-bullying policies and make parents sign across board as a result of the action. Whereas it has been happening and people have been accepting it. You see, evil prevails when good people do nothing. If you do nothing about it, it will continue doing. It will continue happening. If you don't do anything about it, it will continue. So bullies will study their prey. They want to, they want to see. And this one, you see that slapping, you see that it can't just be just over. They just see, they just start slapping you, blah. They will have studied you, your attribute, your character. They will know whether what will happen. They will study. They will weigh the options before they pounce. Even a lion, you look at and study. See that goat, see that deer there. If I do like this, I will pounce and eat that one up. That's exactly what bullies do. So when your child is being bullied or is about to be bullied, if there's no communication line between you and your child, like a lady came recently on a blog and she was saying she's close to her child, but somebody they were blackmailing the child in class and they wanted this amount of money, and every time the money the child does not bring the money, it increases by a pound. It's increasing by a pound. And in that same conversation, she was still saying that she's close to her child. How? I was thinking, are we bipolar? Are we having mental health issue here? How can you be close to your child? Your child is going through all these things and your child is not telling you, are you normal? So a lot of people, you see, they'll come on and say, I'm close to my child. You're close to your child because you're wearing the same clothes with your child. I'm packing your hair in the same way. And you're twinning and you're saying, oh, me. That does not make you close to your child. Lots of parents are clueless. They don't know anything about their children. They don't come on like, oh, I'm so close to my child. In the same, you disgrace yourself nationally.
And worldwide, globally.
Nobody sent you. And you're saying that the child did not tell you, it was on that parents. The child did not tell you about the bullying. And you come online. The child will not tell you because your mouth is too big. The child knows that you will go and set ring lights.
Wow.
The child know that any small thing you will carry your phone. You think the children don't observe us? When they know that everything you will post on social media, maybe you're not the one to talk to.
Fantastic. Wow, love it.
Everybody is looking for content. You now use your child as content. I tell people, my child is my product. I run a school and I'm a parenting coach. People want to know what my child is like. So I talk about her a lot. Significantly less now because he's an adult. But I had to show my products. But there were some things I needed consent as she was growing up. Is it okay that I hope you don't mind me posting this thing that you did? And sometimes she has said, no, mommy, don't post that one. Sometimes she has said it. Sometimes she said, it's okay, mommy. Most of the time she says it's okay. But sometimes when she says, mommy, don't post that one, no, she will already tell me. Even if not even I'm asking anything, oh, don't post it. I'm embarrassed. No, mommy, don't post that one. She will tell me. But I say like just any small thing, they just carry phone. They are only talking one thing about that. Why would the child talk to you? So we just need to be careful about how we are raising these children, what we are doing with the children. Our children are not accessories, they're not things that are objects that we just treat anyhow. ZP is saying that the bullying is about the bully, not the bullied. We must teach our children to stand firm and tall. Yeah, very, very important. Even that standing, that bully, you know, a lot of people are talking about bullied. We know about the bully, about the bullied. How about the bystanders?
I'm going to ask you that.
How about the bystanders? Because those ones are also victims. Those are children that also are bullies in passing. Those ones they also are so broken that they don't have any empathy. They don't even see it as anything. Those are the people that even if they're putting a knife to another child's neck, they will not say anything.
I think that's more worse.
Because that's even worse because they're now rigid. Their heart is blocked. They can't even say, let me call a teacher, let me call a senior, let me leave this environment and see if I can get help for this person. Those also is somebody that raised those children.
Wow.
And it can be your own child too. I don't want problem. I don't want anybody to come and say, I don't want problem. But somebody's about to die. If it's you that they're bullying and they're attacking, wouldn't you want somebody to help you raise an alarm? Wouldn't you want somebody to help you raise an alarm?
Yeah.
Go on.
So factors you talked about earlier, you know, I asked earlier that what are things that parents do that they are unconsciously raising bullies. Can we say those same factors, the neglect and what we talked about earlier, these bystanders too, that's what happened to them?
Absolutely. They observed, they've seen all these type of things. They're lacking in empathy. And not touch them to love, to care, to feel empathy towards someone. They this is happening. When their parents are not even empathetic to the house girl. When they're not even empathetic to the people around them, their security guards and all the people, there's no empathy. There's no empathy among siblings, nephews, aunties, uncles. Once they walk out the door, the gossip starts. These children, they assimilate all these type of things in the environment. And even if a child is in that sort of environment, for example, if it's maybe a child is in a boarding school and that child has that trait, the environment is conducive for the bullying to thrive and to be instilled in the child. The child will now become, you know, it's like you planted the seed at home. The child just needs somewhere to manifest. And then if you have this kind of environment, they will just continue growing like weeds. They'll be all over the place.
Awesome. So now, wow, so good. My God, so much to unpack. But now I want to talk about these children that have these bullies and the bullied. Now, if a parent has a child that is already a bully, for example, they found that your child is bullied, how do you as a parent, because whether we like it or not, just with the things that you have said, and because some of these things have been done unknowingly, lack of knowledge, we didn't know better, and we didn't know that these actions are raising bullies. Now you realize that your child is a bully, because normal Nigerian reflexes, you start, how can you be? But what exactly is the best way? Because I want to talk about managing the bully before we now talk about the bullied, because there's also another management for someone who is being bullied, who has been bullied continuously. It's a lot of damage has done to that child. Let's start from that person who is bullying others. How do you handle those kind of situations? What next?
You start with yourself as the parent. Because if you're a bully, you can't help the child.
Yeah.
Chicken. You want to help somebody and you're just that person. They're saying, why are you doing this? Why did you beat your friend in school? Mommy, why did you beat the girl's girl? You're doing it now and you're trying to correct somebody. What's calling kettle black? What's that? Start with yourself. Start by even apologizing that I know I've done this type of things. I know you've seen me do this type of things. How many parents can admit that I know I've treated people badly in front of you, and I shouldn't have treated Miss Happiness like that. I shouldn't have treated the guy or whatever the name is. I shouldn't have treated her that way. Because they've seen it that way. Your daddy and I should not have been doing all these things, cursing each other, using those words. We shouldn't have been doing all those sort of things. Your children they've seen you doing it. Can you apologize? Can you apologize to your children and say what you have been doing is wrong, and begin to model empathy and love? Oftentimes, people cannot find themselves in that state. But if you really want to, then you get the child a professional. Get the child a professional to help. There are lots of counselors and therapists out there. You will have to pay for them to help you and your child. Sit in a class with that child. Both of you need help, or all the family needs help. All of you should go to family counseling and help yourselves. But how many people want to submit to that? Nobody wants to call themselves a bully. After all the bullies, they don't have parents. Remember, nobody gave birth to bully. Everybody got talking about, oh, bullies everywhere, bullies everywhere, bullies everywhere. Nobody say, I am the parent and the father of the bully. You know, I'm not the bully. I am the parent of the bully. I'm not the bully. I am the friend of the bully. I'm the auntie of the bully. I'm not the bully. I'm the brother of the bully. I'm not the bully. I'm the grandfather of the bully. Where are they? They should come out now.
Wow.
Nobody is coming out to identify as knowing the bully. Everybody just say bully, bully, bully. I know what the bully. Who gave birth to bully? Did they drop from heaven? Where did the bully come from? Who manufactured bully? Brenda, who manufactured bully? Where they come from? Now only then what come. Bully just came like that. So parents have to start with themselves and know that they are bullies. They are bullies. When they know that they are bullies, they begin to help those children. They go for family counseling. They start, changing their ways so that their children will not become like that. And one thing that we need to also talk about is how our children are facing bullying abroad, as they are all jackpotting now. Racism is bullying, and our children, it's happening to them abroad right now. A lot of them are being excluded. A lot of them are being, I think we saw the boy the other day where another boy said he should kiss his boots. You see that those boys, they were more than one. That boy did not come alone and say, kiss my boots. Because that boy was hesitant. If it was one-on-one, that boy, they will fight it out. When people say self-defense. If your child wants to do karate, I mean, maybe your child is Jackie Chan, you do taekwondo, and then beats everybody. But when you have 10 children surrounding your child, you want your child to come and do Jackie Chan moves. Are you okay? You say, my child must be in self-defense. My child must be in karate. My child must do taekwondo. How will your child do taekwondo if 20 people gather around your child? How? Don't you know? There was even a terribly sad story that someone shared, that the child was an only child that was being bullied, and the child tried to fight back. Unfortunately, as they were beating the child was in the corridor. The child fell down from the corridor and died. Only child of the mother, of the parents. Your child can fight back and lose the life. So what are people saying? Fight back, fight back, fight back. Fight back what? In the process of fighting back, what if you fall down, you bang your head, and somebody dies? Fight back, fight back. It's dangerous to fight back. Self-defense class do not teach and they do not promote fighting. Self-defense does not promote fighting. Let me tell you how self-defense works. Self-defense is saying that you're walking down an alley and somebody just attacks you and tries to rape you. And just run away. That is defense. That is not that they are going to be. Self-defense does not tell you to go and provoke and fight and initiate fights. That's not what self-defense does. Any good self-defense class will tell you that you use it to defend yourself, to protect yourself from this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It will tell you that you are in, you will know when. It will teach you when you should apply force and when you shouldn't apply force. Applying force is never the first thing. Applying force is just like when they say people are like criminals come to your house and then you get a knife. You don't know how to handle it. You most likely will lose your life.
Very true.
You don't start telling them that you're going to beat somebody up. That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
Now your child is already automatically outnumbered when your child has a number of people around them.
Yeah.
So this is a good question which a lot of people have asked. So what could that girl that was being bullied have done in that situation? Remember, she was a punch bag. That is why I'm telling you from the beginning. You should check my page. Everybody should follow my page. You will see this hair there. This particular hair, I talked about bullying. Anything you see, like I was wearing this hair, I was talking about bullying. Now, let me answer that question. In that particular situation, prevention was the answer. In that particular situation, it was already a lost battle. There's nothing she could have done to save the day. Whether she fought back or not, it was a lost battle because she was automatically outnumbered. The solution to that problem should have happened ages ago, where she knew that there was an issue and she should have raised an alarm, either to school management, or be they said that the school doesn't answer them, or to her parents. That's why she was saying that there are people that are treating you one kind, you know. And then it also comes from the training that you give your children, because I heard that a boy was involved.
Yeah.
Boy. Did you send your children to go and do boy? So all these sort of things, they don't happen. What you saw there was the outcome of what has been manifesting ages ago. So it was already a lost battle, Mr. Jide Ogunleye. It was already a lost battle. What you want to teach your child is that stay out of certain things. Don't hang around with all those children that they are going to school for boys or girls or drugs or all those sort of things. Because there's some children that is their motive in school. Stay away from them. If they are picking on you, I want to hear it immediately. I want to know. You must also make sure that you put your child in a conducive environment. You saw that press release, that post where the children were saying when they report nothing happens. Also, in addition, I was reading it on the Punch newspapers where a child said she told her mother about what happened. The mother said it's not possible until she showed her the video, because parents are also in denial. So if parents are not, I keep saying that parents are the bullies. They are the ones that allow these sort of things to thrive and happen in schools. When you can't even believe your child is telling you something, you're saying you don't believe. I'm not saying that everything, children don't lie. I'm not saying they don't. But at least before you say that it's not true, try and get your facts together first. So you can see that prevention was the answer. At that point in time, even if she fought back, they might even have done something. Maybe by the time they finish rushing her, all of them, maybe she'll have hit her head, maybe she'll have died. Didn't you read where the boy said that? The boy that was sitting down, the bystander, he said that if he even did anything, he may have been slapped. That if he did anything, this is a boy, you say, people say, why you're a guy, you should have defended him. He said, yes, he knows that he should have done that. But if he did that, because even as a boy, he knew that they were outnumbered. You think girls cannot rush boys?
Amazing. So do you think...
So the answer was before. The answer was, this. At that point, it was lost.
Late.
It was before that they should have answered, and maybe not even putting the child in that kind of school was the answer.
Yes, place, exactly. So these children that are silent, you will take it back to the parents. So children that you see that they are bullied, but they don't say anything, they are quiet, they don't share with anyone, because you've been bullied for 2 years. So you would say that you will blame again the parents, that, I mean, for the child not to be confident enough to talk to their parents or maybe talk to the school authorities or whatever. Because I'm just thinking that, why would a child have gone through this for years and you didn't tell anybody? Because if that video did not come out, I'm sure that till she graduates, they will probably continue to bully her, right? So why is it that these children, so maybe again, just like you've been saying, I guess it's back to the family unit. It's just back to the family.
It's back to the family. Now, if you are unavailable, you know, I told you that being in the family Being in physically in the house does not mean that you're available to your children. You can still neglect your children by being physically, you are physically present, but you are not available to your children emotionally because you are busy doing other things. You are busy on social media doing other things. So a child will not talk to you because number one, they know how you react normally. You are extra. You will start shouting. You will start making. They know you can't handle situations. They know that you are just so sporadic, such a noise maker. They don't trust you to have a conversation and say, what happened? Let's get to the bottom of it. What do you think we should do? You know, another was bullied. When things happen, I always say that tell me. This was even after we had solved the problem. Always, she would still tell me. She'll tell me some things and I will talk to the teacher. But sometimes she will say, don't, mommy, I'm just telling you because I don't want you to do anything about it because I've got it under control. I just want to let you know about it. So I will say, should I talk to the teacher? I said, don't tell the teacher. Or she'll say, you can tell the teacher, but I don't want you to go to the parents. I just want, or I will tell her that, let me tell the school so that they will have it on record. You know, we were discussing it. I wasn't solely managing it myself. Some parents say, somebody's not my child. Hey, somebody, hey. So the child is like, please, my mother is mad. Essentially, my father is mad. That's it. I don't want to tell these parents. They know you cannot handle it properly as an adult. They know that you don't have any emotional intelligence. Children know when there's no emotional intelligence. They know when you are unavailable. Some parents say, is it that small thing that they did to you that you are doing like this? Don't you know it's part of school life? Don't you? You saw it on social media and somebody was even saying that how would children learn if you think that don't happen to them? Ordinary pinching are complaining. You see, you can still let them understand that things happen in school, but there's a way that you deliver it. The delivery is very, very important to children. How did you feel about it? How is it making you feel? Are you fearful? Are you anxious? How are you feeling about this particular incident? He said, raising children is a big job. Sitting down and, mapping out what to do with a child is a huge job. People think it's easy. When I say, come and do parenting course, they will not want to do parenting course. You just think, belong to a parenting community. They don't want to belong to a parenting community. They just think they know how to do it. You can't passively parent a child. Parenting is not innate. You have to learn how to parent your children. So people that their children don't talk to them, you find that it can even be this social media thing. Any small thing, they know that the mom, look, you guys, look what happened to my, that some people, before anything happens like this, they have already thrown it on social media. They've not even gone to the school to solve the problem. They have already told you, see what the teacher did to my child. This is already trending. So your child is like, they know that you are useless parents. You can't handle it. So they won't tell you. They know that you don't have emotional intelligence. They will not tell you. They know that you shout too much. Or they know you don't even care.
Wow.
They know you don't even care. They know that you want to even see that they're big. There's so many reasons why a child will not tell their parents so many things. And it's also often around that trust. They don't trust you to be able to handle that information.
That's just like someone said, a wake-up call for everyone, and I know that time is running, so let's quickly talk about the bullied child. Now you've talked about the bully, that is also a time for the parent to do an awareness, apologize when necessary, go for therapy with the child. But now the other child that has been bullied, how do you manage that one? How do you help that child? What can be done?
That girl needs a lot of love, a lot of hugs, a lot of kisses. Just positive reinstating her mentally. They will need to work with a professional because already you can see that the case is worse now than when it started. The public did a good job in creating awareness to the case. That's all. We don't owe them anything more than that. After that, those children did not belong online again. They did not owe the public an apology. She did not slap us now. Both of them did not need a press release. None of them needed to come online to narrate any story to us. At that point, it will now be something that they're dealing with in the school. Issues in schools should be dealt with in schools. The only reason why it came out is because the school is alleged not to do anything about it. So somebody came and said, I need justice for my nephew or for my niece.
Mm.
Those children are minors and they ought to be protected. Now, we should not even have posted them. None of us should have posted them. But we had to because it is Nigeria. If we did not do it, this case will not come out. Okay, so we have done that. Leave them now. But when you are bringing the child out to talk, to do things and everything, you're not helping the situation. It's emotionally draining for the child. You're making the child relive it again in front of the entire public. You are just damaging that child emotionally. You're making things worse for that child. So they need to hand that child over to a professional to help them manage that case, because I don't see how a professional can be involved in all of this. And we are seeing and hearing all these sort of things in the media. We should not be hearing about them in that capacity. It's not seeing them again. We shouldn't. So that child really needs a lot of love from friends and family. If she has friends, I don't know. She needs that. She needs to be reassured that everything's going to be all right. Her self-esteem has to bounce back. Her confidence has to bounce back. You know, they have to work on her mind as well, because you can see that at some point there's something called emotional drain, emotional exhaustion, you know, self-preservation. You just start there.
As in,
Like, kill me. You know, at that point, she has resolved that even if you want to kill me, kill me. I know that nothing I can do today is going to happen. And this happens with people that are abused. For example, in marriages, when they are abused and the man is beating her, she just stay there, just kill me. So she was just there like that. She was not even willing to fight. She was not even protecting her face. She was not even, even if you don't fight back, she was not even protecting her face, because she has resolved to anything that happened today, let it happen. I've given up.
Wow.
So that girl is below ground zero. I don't think anybody can help her. She needs real support by a professional to help her. And I'm not talking about talk to somebody for 1 week or 2 weeks. This might be something that she can be doing for the next 5 years to make sure that because it totally destroyed that girl to a significant extent.
Wow. Wow, fantastic, fantastic. Someone dropped a question here, and I'm just going to quickly read it before we wrap up. So someone said that children can also bully adults, and that sometimes a child in her school, saying that a child in one of his parents' school slapped a teacher. Perhaps the child has parents that were highly placed in society, hence the reason for the above action. Now, what do you have to say about this?
Maybe you are not at the start of our conversation. It is the environment. You know, I give them the example of what are you doing in a school where there's abuse going on? Why are you working there? You are working for money or you are working for morality? What are you working there for? So if they slap you in a school, you already know the culture, that there's big managing going on there, and that there's nothing you can do to discipline the children. It will ultimately, see, it's only slap they give the teacher. I'm sure they're not giving you belts and use your head to bang the wall and really beat you and punch you. I've said it. If those teachers don't leave those schools and they are staying there because of money, this abuse will continue not only among the children to get to the teachers. There are cases where teachers are even made to kneel down to apologize to students. Okay. Things like that are happening. If you don't remove yourself from such environment, it will continue to thrive. Why won't they slap when they know that there's nothing that is going to happen? Mommy and daddy are going to come and defend them. But if you are not available, many teachers have left the educational system because of experiences like this. Many. But there are some that are still there. And as long as you continue to stay in those schools where your values do not align, then they will slap you now. They will slap you there. They will slap you there now. I keep saying that I've had experiences where people will come for inquiries at our school here in Pakistan. They will come for inquiry and they will tell us, they will come with guns. Even our last sports day, we had people with guns. And we politely said, please, we don't want them around our children. These parents were cooperative and they will just, go away. But we will have some people that will be adamant. Okay? They are coming in with all this, I don't know, maybe Mopol or whatever they are. They will come and say, we can't open our gates. We can't come in with this kind of people. Do you know who I am? Do you know my children I want to register? You have to stand your ground. Because the moment they start dictating to you at your gates, they are going to dictate to you in your
Very
school.
true. Very true.
A lot of schools have already been bought, and most of them are those so-called big schools. They're the so-called big. You know the money that exchanges hands. I'm not even talking about naira now. The kind of money that exchanges school in some of those schools. So that was why they stop. I feel no pity. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
I might be unempathetic, but I'm not pitying you. Now you stay for there. You're not supposed to be there. Don't work for money. Work for morality. Be upright. Resign and tell them I don't want to be in this cesspool of immorality. That is why I'm resigning. I want a school where I can discipline children in love and raise right citizens. Put that on your resignation note. When they see 5 times, 10 times that solid teachers have left their schools, they will begin to wake up.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Another question here. I'm just going to take it 2 in 1. I know it's part of what I said. Please, where can people find genuine help from any form of bullying in Nigeria and the role of the government in this? So it's just a 2 in 1 question.
Like I said, with the government, it's a national culture. See what the policemen they do to us. It's a national culture. So it has to come from leadership. You have to get somebody that actually takes this bullying seriously and wants to do something about it.
Yeah.
And where can we get help? You get it. What sort of help are you talking about? Are you talking about helping a school or helping a family counseling, helping a child, one-to-one therapy, counseling? They're all over the place. If you want, you can send me an email. If you need a counselor, I can hook you up. But in terms of it being a national thing, if there are no consequences for bullying, then it's never going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Even when some so-called people are dignitaries are moving along the road, they will just block some people. You'll be there 1 hour, you can't pass. They're not bullying.
Not bullying.
Some of the cars, the way they even drive, they will be right behind you. They want to swat you off the road. You even lose your mind. You almost have an accident. That's not bullying. It's all around us now. So that one, until we get leadership that takes bullying seriously, and there are consequences, because anything that is not managed is subject to abuse. If you don't manage it and give consequences for these acts of bullying, nothing is going to happen. With this bullying, we still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go.
Person saying like access to justice and emotional counseling. All right, so say you can send her a DM and then she would take it up from there. So finally, because I know in fact over finally self, right? Thank you so much, ma'am. So you talked about raising assertive, confident children and all that. Can in 30 seconds, just 1 or 2 tips on how parents can raise this sort of children?
Parents will raise themselves first.
Okay.
You can't raise an assertive child if you're not confident. A lot of parents will say, they will say they will know that the child is a bully. They will say the child is strong-willed, and they'll use all these stupid terminologies. They know that the child is a bully. So raise yourself first. Reparent yourself as a parent, then parent your children. It's easy to raise a child that is loving if the child is the child cannot give what they don't have. If the child is saturated with love, where would they find hate to give?
Yep. Very true.
Where would they even learn it from? A child is constantly enveloped with love, constantly. Even when the child errs, they correct the child in love. They don't dehumanize the child. They correct what you've done is not the proper thing to do. This is what you should have done. I'm not happy with this, but I still love you, and this is what I want you to do. Let's, restorative strategies. Not you're mad, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, you're that. You destroy the whole human being. Then the child will go and do it. So many people are looking for tips of how to not to raise a bully. Just love your child. No. Use the fruit of the spirit to raise your child. Once your child is saturated in the fruit of the spirit, there's nothing, it's not a hard thing to do. What's there? They can't tell me my child slapped somebody. Where? Even me, have I slapped her before? I've never slapped him before. Her father has not slapped him before. I've not slapped her father. So where would she find this? Who would she say? Where did you learn it from? You say, where did you learn this thing from? It's easy. We don't need any super special tips for how not to raise a bully. Just raise a child in love. Shikena.
Amazing. My God, guys. Today has been like, I mean, this is one of the most interesting episodes of Effect Talks I've had in a while. Trust me, this has been amazing. I'm just to say thank you. Thank you for giving us this time, for taking time to, give like a deep dive. I feel like everybody needs to go back and just re-listen and just soak in, because a lot of things have been shared and we're so grateful. Thank you so much for your time. And before you go, I'd like you to just say a little more about yourself, about your book, right? Your school. Let's hear a bit more about you.
Somebody said I had to dance on the matter. That was made me laugh.
There's a lot of everything, right? So I just about you, how we can connect with you, the parenting seminars. You talked about a bit more. Let's just know you a bit more and how you can be accessed.
So my name is Ronke Posh. You can find me Ronke Posh on all platforms. Every other Ronke Posh is a counterfeit.
Right.
So you can find me, follow me on Instagram. As soon as you finish, send me a DM. Link in my bio. I have courses there. I have books that I've written, 101 tips to curb the beating and the shouting. I have books that I've written for children also to help them as well. So they're all there. I run the school in Parkview Estate, Le Posh School. It is all there and easily accessible. Just send me a DM. I'm very passionate about the Nigerian child and raising children that transforming children that you. And raising them to be children that will make a difference in society. I'm very, very old-fashioned when it comes to parenting, so I'm the kind of person that still believes that children should greet, culture, things like that. So if that's what you're looking for your child, then you can follow my page as well. Any other way to contact me, my number is 090-9999986. Very, very easy number, 090-9999986. Yeah, really. And I talk about parenting all the time. I talk about children all the time. I talk about women as well. So you can invite me to your schools to train people about these bullying things, to train about different topics, to train about teaching strategies, anything, education and parenting. I'm your girl. Yeah, Taiwo Idowu. Thanks for that. That's my number.
I'm going to invite you again. We're not done with you yet. We've not tapped in.
No worries.
This is a tip of. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Now I'll just keep.
God bless you. You all. Please send the when you end it, just tag as a collaborator. Invite me as a collaborator so that the video can be on my page and people can also access the video.
I'll do that.
Thank you all for listening. I pray for you and I pray for your families and I pray that you get it done right and God will give you the grace to do it right. It's possible to do it right. I have an adult child, like I said, and I've done it right. I know that I've done it right. So it is possible. God will say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I know that when I meet God, He will say, I did a good job with my child. She's already making a difference in the world. Already. She has been doing it. She has been doing it even before she was 10. So your children can do it. Do not let your children conform to the patterns of the world. Let them be transformed by the renewing of their minds. If your child does not know anything in the Bible, let them know Romans 12, 1-2. They don't know anything in the Bible. Let them know that Jesus died for them, and let them know that they must never conform to the patterns of the world. It's okay to stand alone and be different than to join the world and be consumed. Your children will not be consumed in Jesus' name. Amen.
So much, Matt. Thank you, everyone. I mean, I can release you now. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This is the Fair Talks. Bye, Matt. This is what we do every month. I invite people who I believe are professionals and experts in different topics, life issues. It can be in parenting, business, money, finance, health, relationship, whatever I believe will add value to your life. I invite people to come and talk about it, and we do this every month. So if you're not following Effect Talks, first off, just follow Effect Talks, because you need to be a part of our next session. All we do is just to have people come. We have conversations on anything that will add value to you, anything that you would that would make sense to you, right? And apart from that, I compare events. I enjoy doing this. This is fun. This is like part of my way of impacting people. Just like what we talked about, they see all the value that we have gotten today, right? Just earlier this month we talked about raising wholesome children. I had another expert talk about that. Next month we have 2 amazing sessions again. Trust me, you don't even want to miss it, right? She even gave a tip of the topic in her conversation, but this is what we do. We've had so many past shows. You can check previous shows on previous videos on my page, even on YouTube. It's also Effect Talks on YouTube. Everything is saved there, and we'll do this again next month. So if you're not following Effect Talks, please follow Effect Talks, and I will see you next month by God's grace. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for engaging. And I'm sure that this was a very impactful session for you. I'm sure that you had a great time. I'm sure that you have learned, and we will continue to do this journey together by the help of God. Thank you all for your time. I will see you. Thank you for your nice words. Totally appreciate. I'll see you again in May, which is even next week. Yeah, so we'll see you again in May with our next session. And trust me, it's going to be another mind-blowing one. For those who had questions, you want a counselor, you need help, you can send a DM to Roke Posh, our guest. That's her IG handle, and I'm sure that she will be able to hook you up with someone. And if it's her that will handle, she will definitely be able to handle. So if you're not following her, please also follow her. I'll see you all next month by God's grace. Goodbye for now. Thank you, guys.